We are proud to be sponsored by CBD Vermont. They believe that healthy soil, strong local economy, and plant-based wellness go hand in hand. That's why they work with organic farmers across Vermont to grow the highest, get it, highest, quality hemp and produce full-spectrum CBD extracts for wholesale. They recently launched an online store where you can buy Vermont-made CBD products, including, what? Oils, capsules, edibles, and topicals that have been fully vetted by the staff at CBD Vermont. You know, Mel and I have been taking this. Actually, when we got home from String Summit last night, that was one of the first things I did after I took a shower. Is I went in there and took some of that CBD to like set my night off right, and it is beautiful. I slept like a little baby. And that doesn't mean that I woke up every couple hours crying. I actually slept through the night. They ship everywhere. Huh?
Like a good baby.
Like a good baby, yeah. They ship everywhere, and as huge music fans, they're offering our listeners 15% off all of their products. Go to cbdvermont.com and use the code NOSimpleRoad at checkout to get your 15% off.
And do yourself a favor and get one of my favorites, the maple lollipop, as I always say.
Apple likes those lollipops.
I do. Man. I love maple, and their lollipops are bomb.
Okay. Well, do that. cbdvermont.com. And use the code NOSimpleRoad at checkout. Get your 15% off and take care of your body, man.
Hey, guess what?
Chicken butt.
This episode is also brought to you by our wonderful sponsor, Luke and the guys over at
Shop Tour Bus.
Oh, sorry.
That's on the bus.
That was the oompa music that happens when you say Shop Tour
Oompa bus.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't think it's that kind of bus. Go to shoptourbus.com online, or you can go to @ShopTourBus on Instagram, and you're going to get the coolest Grateful Dead inspired merchandise. You're going to get some t-shirts over there, and hoodies, and stickers, and they're going
to take all that and put it in a special one-of-a-kind box that is hand-painted with lyrics from a Dead song. They're going to put your shirt all nicely rolled up, cute, wrapped in a cool, you're going to get a photo or an article or something related to the Dead, and with the special twine that holds that together.
I like special
You're
twine.
going to get a bootleg cassette.
Which one am I going to get?
There's so many. I can't tell you which one. It's going to be a surprise, too. Just like there's a
when I
lot
order
of surprises in this box.
I'm already excited. I haven't even ordered anything.
Yeah, there's all kinds of things. Gewgaws, as we say, little knickknacks, trinkets, sometimes candy, sometimes gum.
Who knows?
Yeah, and a pencil to spool your bootleg.
And all this is coming to you in the mail for free because you're going to get free shipping. If you put in the promo code NOSimpleRoad when you check out, they took care of the No Simple Road family, and they are going to ship that box to you gratis, free, sans cost.
Well, you got to pay for your shirt.
Yeah, no, for shipping. I'm just saying.
It didn't sound like that. That's why I had to
you're
throw
not
it
going to
in.
get free stuff.
You're not going to get free merch, but you will get your free shipping with all your awesome merch inside of it.
If you spend over $50 and they have pins left, you may get one of those 1-inch enamel bus pins with the cool gradient and lightning bolt on it that you can stick on your hat.
Yep.
Or your
What
jacket.
is it? And their latest shirt is the Franklin's Tower shirt.
And they're getting ready to come out with a cool Hell in the Bucket design.
Yeah. So you know what else you get?
What?
When you go to Shop Tour Bus and you order a t-shirt and you put in the No Simple Road code for no shipping.
What?
You
You're gonna
get
more than you bargained for. Hey guys, you want to know what other sponsor we have?
What, Mill?
Defyne Premium Cannabis.
Apple's work.
That's right. It is Apple's work, and it keeps us going on our interviews because we like to smoke a bowl before each interview.
Yes, we do.
We like to smoke a bowl when we're not feeling good.
After an
We like
interview.
to use the topicals when our legs, feet, arms hurt. They have pretty much everything that has to do with cannabis in both locations, Hillsboro and Forest Grove. So midweek, go visit Apple at not at Forest Grove. He's going to be at Hillsboro. And he'll come out and he'll give you a little tour of what kind of stuff that they have: joints, flower, topicals, edibles, any other kind of
drinkables.
Yeah.
That's a really popular one during the summer. Legal drinks.
And merch too. So go out to Hillsboro, Forest Grove, and go check out what's going on at Defyne Premium Cannabis.
And tell them that you listen to the show. Walk in there.
Why would you tell them that?
Because as a matter of fact, because they sponsor us and they love us and we love them, they're going to give our listeners 10% off their cannabis purchase and a free t-shirt.
You know, coupons are awesome, but they're even more awesome when they're for weed.
And you can wear them.
Yeah,
right?
you wear that shirt back in and you get 5% off your next purchase.
Yeah.
And I just want to add into that special thank you to one of our listeners that did come visit, Carrie and his wife. Thank you for coming in. It means a lot. It made my day. And
he came home all shot out of a cannon about it.
I enjoyed helping you. It's really cool to know people are listening. So come out, visit me at Hillsboro. If you can't make it there, go to Forest Grove. One of our fine bud tenders will help you get what you need and explain things to you. It can be very confusing, and we are there to help.
Very educational.
Hang out at the location in Hillsboro with Apple, or go to the one in Forest Grove and take care of your head, you guys, at Defyne Premium Cannabis.
No simple road. No simple road. No simple road. No simple road.
Osiris. Hey, this is Brendan from Humphreys McGee. This podcast is part of the Osiris podcast family. Osiris is a growing community of music and culture podcasts connecting music fans with conversation, commentary, and of course, lots of music.
Osiris.
Brother Daniel over at TAM Integration down in the Bay Area is doing something really rad. So this is a worldwide online conference. It's called the Mount Tam. Yeah. Yes, Ryder, that. The Mount Tam Psilocybin Summit, and it is September 19th through the 22nd. And this is a summit celebrating the myth, magic, culture, and science of psilocybin mushrooms. Check that out.
Yeah.
So you can go to psilocybinsummit.com/NSR. That's psilocybinsummit.com/NSR. And they will give you 10% off your purchase of going to this online conference. I'm going to read you guys the press sheet because it does a way better job of explaining this thing than I can ever hope to do. Psilocybin, which is the active compound in hallucinogenic mushrooms, is finally getting the recognition it deserves, and thanks to groundbreaking studies at Johns Hopkins University and other research institutes, this is really happening. So study after study suggests its efficacy in the treatment of conditions including, but not limited to, depression, PTSD, and addiction. As awareness of psilocybin permeates mainstream culture, big business is starting to invest, hopeful about profits to be gained from medicalization and pharmaceutical patients. Additionally, ever-increasing numbers of people who are looking for healing, spiritual growth, and peace of mind find and use psilocybin with positive results, and I know you guys out there know what I'm talking about. Countless others are curious to know what this natural medicine might offer them. Despite growing interest, there hasn't been a forum to support the global discussion waiting to happen until now. Scheduled for fall of 2019, the Mount Tam Psilocybin Summit is a worldwide online conference designed to connect people around the world with a brilliant, multidisciplinary team of scientists, policymakers, ceremony leaders, healthcare providers, community organizers, and more. During 4 days of presentations, 4 days, guys, 4 days of stuff. These experts share their deep wisdom and answer participants' real-time questions with topics including best practices, safe use, and managing worst-case scenarios that we all know can happen, policy, reclassification for medical use, and decriminalization efforts, leading-edge research on psilocybin and depression, cultivation, facilitating powerful experiences, creating ceremony, traditional culture, ritual, and practice of the Mazatec. I think that's cool that they're bringing the Mazatec thing to everybody. The summit's extensive programming on the Mazatec traditions of Mexico, a significant first in the modern Western world, offers a deeper look to these indigenous practitioners who've been working with the medicine for centuries and use them today in their healing work. The summit is hosted by TAM Integration, a community organization that provides psychedelic integration events and spiritual support in Marin County and the rest of the Bay Area. Dedicated to crafting meaningful experiences and cultivating healthy psychedelic leadership, TAM Integration looks forward to welcoming thousands of people eager to immerse themselves in psilocybin research, magical practice, shamanic experience, and cultural exploration. From those interested in the burgeoning scene and policy intricacies related to decriminalization, to therapists exploring how psilocybin might affect their work in the future, to people whose lives have already been changed by psychedelics, and others looking for viable ways to heal themselves from conditions like depression and PTSD. The Psilocybin Summit allows the mycelial network of psychedelic change makers to reach a worldwide audience, so anyone who would like to attend can not only learn from, but also interact with presenters in real time in a welcoming community environment. Join the conference September 19th through the 22nd. Presentations are free for the first day. Go to www.psilocybinsummit.com/NSR. Grab yourself a ticket. There's like different levels that you can buy. And like the first one, you attend the conference. And then the other ones, I can't remember the prices, but like you can actually keep the files and revisit it as long as you want.
Which is cool because there's going to be a lot of content.
Yeah, 4 days. You're not going to be able to digest all that.
It's going to be dense.
Dense would be a good word. Some of the speakers are Alan Davis from Johns Hopkins, Omalewa, who's an entheogenic midwife, Pedro Vidar, who's a medicine musician and an activist with an archivist with Maria Sabina, Catherine McLean, who's a researcher and author, Francois Bourzat, who's a therapist, author, and consciousness medicine woman, and Izzy Ali. He is part of MAPS and part of their policy and advocacy council. So this is like not a group of burned out hippies talking about mushrooms.
Take mushrooms.
Yeah, this is the real deal. This is, the cutting edge of what's happening with consciousness around.
Yeah, this is the science of it.
Yeah.
And this is
and also the magic of it,
as medicine,
and also the magic of it, and the indigenous people. You know what I mean? What was that, Apple? What are you doing over there?
Huh? I was sitting here looking these up because I was going to add in that if you guys want to learn more about Daniel and TAM Integration, go back to January 27th, episode 81. We had an incredible interview with him and he did some work on us.
Yeah, that's true. All right, guys. So that's the Worldwide Psilocybin Summit coming to you.
This is like an important thing for our scene specifically, but for the world in general. Like, psychedelics are an incredible healing force that has changed all of our lives incredibly, but mine specifically, I don't know where I would be without it. It'd be fucked.
Yeah.
I'd be fucked.
Yeah. But you know what, man? Like,
Dang.
yeah, a lot of what you've experienced has come through my experience. Like, I taught you about it in the beginning. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And
I went into it knowing a lot before I started doing it,
right.
and it helped.
But if you had known even more, like by being able to go to stuff like this, I think that it would have been a much easier road for you.
Well,
it would have been more simple.
It was already a pretty easy road, and that's why I think that this is so important, because like I got to go into the psychedelic world knowing about psychedelics and how they work and how I can avoid shitty things and how I can use it to help me
what
heal.
To do if shitty things happen.
Yeah, like it's an important thing that people need to know. Yeah.
Yeah, you have two crazy uncles and a wonderfully crazy aunt.
Yeah. And not everyone has two crazy uncles and a wonderful crazy aunt. So this is an important thing for the rest of the world.
And this is the
everybody that listens does.
These are the caretakers of the psychedelic world, coming together to facilitate education and open conversation about cognitive liberty and the things that really matter in that space, and also bringing the history and tradition of the medicine from the people that have been using it for thousands of years to us. It's monumental, really. I mean, if you think about what that means in psychedelic terms, that's fucking huge, man.
It's and the thing that I always go back to too is to see. I mean, we got to take care of our people who fought for us, our veterans.
Yeah.
The treatment of PTSD when other things don't work and make them zombies and stuff, and the feedback that's coming out of people with PTSD.
Not just veterans,
like huge.
I've got several friends that have PTSD from like childhood traumatic events,
PTSD
and those
is
are
a lot of
life.
They think that they can't get past these things because it happened to them in childhood, and these drugs, these medicines can and do help people get not just like deal with that, but move past it.
Yep, it's important, man. So Daniel and everybody over at TAM Integration, I just want you to know that we are deeply honored and excited for being a part of this thing, and I hope that everybody listening will sign up. It doesn't have anything to do with money, man. This is all about education and coming together as a family.
Even just go check out the first free day.
Yeah.
Go check it out. Get yourself some learning.
On.
Get your learning on. So that's psilocybinsummit.com/NSR to get the discount. And when you go over there, you'll see all the codes and prices. And
the link will be on our website.
And it will be on our website. Ryder's going to remind me. So
thanks, Daniel, for what you're doing for the community.
Stay tuned.
Take care of your head.
Take care of your head. Absolutely. Mount Tam.
You're really gonna like this one.
Yeah, this is Goose.
These guys are well, I'm not gonna say too much because
it's in the interview, but go listen. Goose, the band. When you go to look for them, it's funny because of the name Goose. A lot of different things come up. Make sure to put Goose, the band. There's also another band from Belgium called Goose. So it can be confusing. These guys are from Connecticut.
Okay.
So make sure you get the right one.
And shout out to Connecticut, by the way.
Why?
Because Connecticut,
a lot coming out of there.
Vermont, all those like East Coast, New Hampshire,
New England states.
Yeah, there's a lot of awesome people that are listening to the show, and so I just wanted to send a shout out to them.
What's up, East Coast?
Yeah,
No Simple
man,
Road family.
East
Whoop whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
You know, like I said, this was a long weekend, man, and we just got back from Northwest String Summit, and at some point during the weekend out there, my tongue got tied in a knot, and I can't untie it. Normally, I can like do the commercials really fast in one take, no problem. I can read through copy, no problem. I can add stuff, no problem. But I don't know, man.
It's not the case today.
Not happening at all. And
we had 4 days of partying, music, fun, interviews. We packed a whole lot into 4 days.
Yeah, that's true, man. And there will be an entire Northwest String Summit episode. Like,
there's probably going to be 2 episodes.
A couple.
Yeah. I don't know. We're going to have to unpack the No Simple Road recording bag and find out how much I actually recorded while we were out there. But it was a lot of stuff, man. And and I would be remiss if I didn't mention that in about, I don't know how many days away we are. Let's see. Like maybe 10 days away from another amazing adventure for this family. We're headed to
Summer Meltdown.
I'm
Darrington, Washington.
Wow. So like, I know Goose is playing a lot of festivals this summer, and I wonder if they have the experience that we had. Like, each festival has its own personality and its own flavor.
Well, I heard from several artists that I wish I remembered who it was, but looked me in the eye and they were like, there is no festival like this one. Speaking of Northwest String Summit. And I'm sure when we go to Summer Meltdown that would be the same, because each one has its own little, well, of course it's in a different location, but the people that are there, the musicians that are there, everything creates the festival. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So unless there's the exact same group in the exact same location with the exact same lineup, you're going to have a different experience.
But I think, at least from what I can gather, the organizers of the festival has a huge part to play in the the personality of the festival itself.
Oh, sure.
And the people that I've met from Summer Meltdown have been so accommodating and so nice to us. And I just, it seems like such a professional, like well-oiled machine operation. Those guys really have their shit together. And so I'm super stoked to be going out there and see what the personality of the thing that they've created. Just knowing that there's like a river running through the festival grounds, and it's like water coming off a glacier, and the pictures from last year show like people floating in the river in inner tubes, and like there's like a beach, and there was like a DJ with turntables set up on the beach, and everybody was like jamming in the water.
I mean, that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
And Jake and Bryn are coming with us.
And after what we just did this weekend at Northwest String Summit, thank you so much to everybody out there.
Oh, my gosh.
Horning's Hideout is magical. Very well run.
I would love to live there.
You would love to live at Horning's Hideout? Yeah, me
yes,
too.
I would.
Everybody was saying that. It's like, well, can't we just put a wall around this and stay here?
Didn't Zane Kesey say that?
I think he was one of them.
It was just incredible, like the amount of people that were there. Hold on.
It's Ryder coming in the house.
Ryder's coming home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then the staff, all of the staff, everybody was so pleasant, so nice.
They're all
Everybody
friends.
loves working.
Well, yeah, it's a big family that
it's
runs that place.
Yeah, a lot of families, friends, all know each other. Have been doing this. This was the 18th year. Just thank you so much to everybody involved, including the artists, the music, the fans, just everybody, the vendors. From top to bottom, everybody was just fantastic and so inviting to us, made us feel comfortable immediately. The Beltane group that did.
Shout out to the Beltane group, guys.
The Honey Dome.
And we'll talk about this more
in
in depth.
Let's not go off into String Summit.
No, just to thank you.
This is all about Goose this week.
Yeah.
I also want to say that Matt Kalinsky, the manager of Goose, has been more than gracious with No Simple Road.
Thank you, Matt.
Yeah, Matt. Thanks, man. And thanks for making this happen with us. We really appreciate it. And, you know, man, it really is all about getting the word out about these bands that are amazing and that people need to hear. And I know that there's a lot of media out there and a lot of choices to send your bands to. And we are honored that No Simple Road is the choice that you made to send them over and let them hang out with us for a little while. That's super cool. And it means that, we're all part of the same weird, groovy family. And that's amazing to me.
It is.
Yeah.
And so the Goose, you go check these guys. They've got music everywhere. They've got a lot of stuff on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
You can check out. They just recently, right about the time we interviewed them, they are now on Nugs TV.
Oh, right on.
Shit.
Which is,
That's right.
that's a big deal.
Or Nugs.net.
Or Nugs.net.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Nugs.net. And in your area, just check it out. They got a lot of touring coming up. They're doing a lot of festivals.
What's coming up for them?
July 27th, they're going to be at Peach Music Festival in Scranton, Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. And then they go on and do a few other shows. They're going to be in Michigan. They're going to be in Michigan again at the Cow Pie Music Festival.
What?
I just love the name of that one.
Cow Pie Music Festival.
They're going to be in Indiana, Ohio. Then they do Birds of a Feather Music Festival in Morning View, Kentucky.
I wonder if that has anything to do with fish. That's weird.
And then they do another festival, August 22nd, Sherman, New York, Night Lights Music Festival.
That sounds fun.
And then they go on to the Sprouts Musical Collective in Pennsylvania. And then the Valley Fusion Festival in West Virginia.
Come on, Goose. Come out west. We need you in the Pacific Northwest, man.
And then they're wrapped, and then a 4-day music festival in Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania. The Resonance Music and Arts Festival for 4 days.
I wonder what it's like, because for us, it's a whole thing, like the camping and all that part of the logistic part of going to a festival. But for the artists, like for those guys, that's a lot of, it's like what, 7 that you just mentioned, festivals. And they're only there for a day or two at the most sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's like you're popping in. I wonder if they get the feeling of what the place is like or if it's just kind of insulated because you're backstage and you're not wandering around. And
Well, I mean, when we were just at Hornings, we bumped into a bunch of musicians that were walking around
That's
behind the
true.
scenes, and they were also there for just one show. So I think that, you know, depending on how busy they are, tired they are, that they actually do get to kind of check out the scene a little bit. And when there's so many people, I think the artist can be a little bit more incognito without having to be. You
yeah,
know?
that's true.
You
Not
can walk-
everybody knows what they look
Yeah,
like.
you can walk around. It's a lot different looking at them on stage than when you're looking at them up close. And, you know, they don't have an instrument in their hand, so they can kind of like go along with everybody and just be part of. And yeah.
One thing that was really cool about these guys and that I remember from the interview was that like they really have figured out the ethos of their band and what they're about as a group, and really found that groove and are working it and doing it. And it's growing, and the people that are going to the shows are responding to what they're putting out. I know they did Dome Fest, and what happened there for them was huge. And knowing that Greg and the guys from Pigeons the way they are, and having those two bands together, oh my God, man, that would be something else to go see that out there at Dome Fest, man. So I don't want to do a whole long thing because our heads are swimming in syrup at this point.
And we don't want to keep
And
you too long.
we keep going to
other things.
Yeah, other things. The summit, you know, recap, and we want to give you guys a really awesome recap of that.
But
so
I before we go into the interview, we can't leave out like the "How was your week" thing.
okay,
So let's start with Apple.
how was your week?
How's your
Apple?
week, Apple?
Well, my week, it was awesome. It was hectic leading up to us taking off for String Summit. I got a lot of responsibilities at my work, but I was on top of it and made sure that we had, my job is to make sure that there is plenty of cannabis medicine in all forms for everybody.
Yeah.
So,
for purchase.
got to keep supplies up. We don't want to run out of things. People, once they find their medicine, are bummed if we run out of it,
Sure.
of course. It'd be like going to your pharmacy. Oh, we don't got any of that. So
What?
did very good there. And then we got to go to String Summit. And like we said, going to a festival, it can be quite hectic. Getting in there, we had to go in Wednesday night and set up. Had to have everything done Wednesday night before sundown so we could roll in fresh Thursday morning, ready to go. And that went great. And then won't go too deep into that, but String Summit was amazing. And you're going to hear all about that when we put those episodes together.
Yeah. What about you, Mel?
Well, my week was great too. Fortunately for me, last week prior to the festival, I have Tuesday, Wednesdays off. So I worked Monday and was able to have those 2 days off. But because of my shoulder, I was in and out of acupuncture and chiropractic, and my shoulder's feeling a little bit better. Yeah, a lot better actually. And it was awesome because the Higgs came and stayed with us Tuesday night. And that same Tuesday night, I had a women's circle. And
How was that? We didn't really even talk about what went down there.
We didn't. I've been wanting to teach a class for a while or do something, and I continuously kept getting messages from women that I know, and even random women at work like, oh, you teach, Kundalini, we need this, blah, blah, blah. So I just said, I knew there was a lot going on last week, and I still booked it. And I had a 9-woman turnout.
Yeah, you did.
And it of all fucking ages, and it was so beautiful. Like I heard back from almost everybody and was like, I can't wait to do it again. Thank you so much for hosting. It was amazing. We just got to get all of the shit off of our chest. Like, it made me realize, like, it didn't even need a quote unquote like structure. Basically, all we were doing was introducing each other and talking about our life up to that far and what was bothering us or what was making us feel good. And everybody left feeling rejuvenated, and it was so cute because as I was bringing everything out to set up, I was bringing out the hand drums.
Can you explain to them how you set up? Where?
Yeah, so like if anybody's ever been to the house, it's kind of like off of the porch where we park. So I had everybody park downstairs, and we had this huge outdoor carpet. So I put that out there. I put my yoga mats down. I brought pillows up. I also brought our djembe drums. I brought candles. I bundled rosemary. I had a little centerpiece with fresh cut roses from our entryway. And I had tarot cards out. I had everything that I thought I would need. And then we all just kind of like grabbed a spot and I started, of course, a circle, and we just kind of went around and talked about what was going on. And the Higgs were here. And I just remember David and Garrett like, what are you doing with those drums? What are those for? So right before all the girls came, all the guys grabbed the drum and they were jamming and just making the energy and the space feel good. Like, I guess kind of clearing the space out, you know what I mean?
Blessing.
Yeah, total drum blessing. And then we all, like I said, we all shared and had a good time. Everybody went home. And then the next night, which was Wednesday, we had to take off and go to Horning's Hideout, set up our things, and then come back and go see the Higgs at 10 at night. And it was fucking awesome.
We got there at 9:58. I remember when we parked, Aaron goes, we nailed it.
So we get there and they start performing, and then midway they start singing our fucking theme song, kicking butt. And it was
we even got a shout out.
Yeah, we did. They shouted out to the best podcast, and they just having them here was so great. It was a lot going on. I'm talking about a lot going on. We're packing for Summit. My mom, my sister's out of town, so we're watching her dog. Like, we just had a lot going on. And them being here, it felt good.
Yeah, it did.
It wasn't like,
it wasn't
oh
intrusive.
God, another thing.
No, man.
I think maybe I thought that in my head until it was actually here. And then I was like, oh, they're just family. They're coming to hang out. And
it's great when people, because we always say, when you say to somebody, make yourself at home. They made themselves at home.
Yes, they
which
did.
is special when you have guests. When
Yes,
they
they
just
did.
make you
It means a
comfortable.
lot. That's a compliment to us.
well, yeah.
That you feel at home.
Yeah, that you can
Yeah.
do that. Because I've been in people's houses where they say that and you don't feel like that.
And
No.
I got to shout out to Mel, because I was a little stressed because I was working so hard, and I was like, gotta go home. There's a women's circle. The whole band's there. This is gonna be hectic. Got home. It was already so peaceful. You guys had all moved everything. The girls were all out front, setting this just women vibe that you could just feel throughout the whole house. Then all the guys, we all bumped out to the back front porch.
Yeah.
And we hung out the whole time, listening to Fish and just smoking and having fun
Yeah, there was
and
like
laughing.
there was like 16, 17 people here, and you could not tell. There was nobody in the house. My mom was the only one in the house with the dogs, and all the guys were out front, and all the girls were out back, and it was just a beautiful time to set it off going into Summit.
Yeah.
And so it was a little, like I said, a little hectic, but it turned out as beautiful as it possibly could have been.
Yeah.
So,
Turned out magical
Yeah.
and calming.
so that was my week. How was your week, baby?
It was, again, like you guys said, there was a lot happening and not a lot of sleep happening. Like you said, we went out on Wednesday to go set up out at Hornings and then immediately drove to go see the Higgs. Well, we didn't get home till like 1 o'clock in the morning, and we had to be back out there by 9. So we slept for like 4 hours and then headed back out. But one of the things that kept happening over the weekend and then like culminated in a grand thing at the end of everything of the week was when I would meet people out there and say, oh yeah, hey, I'm Aaron from No Simple Road. We're the podcast for the festival. 60% of the people that I met were like, oh yeah, I follow you on Instagram. I listen to the show.
Yeah,
I was like, holy shit, man.
We did.
Okay,
We had a lot of listeners.
that's cool. And then we get home last night and I'm on Instagram.
I was gonna say that.
And I
but-
get a DM from Joe, who is Andy's in Frasco's manager. And he was like, I like it when our family is in the top 100 podcasts. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. I was like, that's a goal of mine, like for my life. That's cool. And he was like, bro, you're there. And I was like, no. And so he sends me a screenshot. No Simple Road is number 62 in the top 100 music podcasts on Apple Music.
Woo!
Yay.
That's
I
when you
was
told me that
shitting
yesterday. Aaron came into the bathroom. I was showering, washing my hair out for the third time.
Fucking festival goo and funnel cake grease and spiders.
Yeah, and he comes in and he's like, Mel, and tells me that, and I couldn't even be excited because I was so exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I was like, holy fucking shit, like it worked.
And I forgot to mention that bio that was written for us.
When I shouted out Jay Rose last week.
Jay
Posted on Jambase website in their feed above fish. So
well, it wasn't like we bumped.
No,
them. They were just
but it was like sitting above
what
the
I think
fish.
Aaron means
we were
is
the-
like we're real right next to that,
Yeah.
so it's very visible.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean.
And an honor.
And so I'm meeting all these people at the festival. They're like, "Oh yeah, I know your show. Like we follow you on Instagram. We listen to the show. Blah blah blah." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool. Like people are hearing about the show. Like it's exciting." And then that happened while we were there with Jambase. And then I was like, "Oh my God, it's happening!" And then we got home, and that happened with Joe. Like,
Yeah. You guys, No Simple Road has really leveled up. And
it's crazy to be inside of it and step out of it and see what's going on. Like
the leveling
crazy.
up is more of hard work paying off. That's what I really feel like it is. It's not like I do definitely believe that we do amazing work.
Ryder's in his underwear.
hold on.
Here comes Ryder in his
Hold
drawers.
on. Ryder wanted to say
Go
something.
take a shower.
You got to get closer.
I'm about to take a shower before I go pick up
Closer.
Mel's sister.
There you go.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
don't have headphones. I just wanted to say I'm sorry I missed everybody, and thank you for everyone that said hi to all my family and taking care of my people out there. And I just want to say hi before I bounce out
Oh,
again.
good, because
We know
everybody
you,
misses
Ryder.
your voice, Ryder.
Yeah, people haven't been hearing from me lately, so I figured I'd jump in and say hi real quick.
All right.
Love you guys.
Love you
Yay.
too. Ryder's in his underwear.
put your pants on.
Put your pants on, man. You got a big hole in the back right by your butt.
No,
It's-
you
it's
don't.
He really
awkward.
does. Oh, okay.
It's awkward to have to ask you to put your pants on 3 times.
You know,
I kind of forgot what I was saying.
you were talking about leveling up
Oh,
and hard work paying
yeah,
off.
the leveling up is about our hard work paying off, and it made me realize we were interviewing, and I won't say who just because I think I heard it a couple times. Like, thank you so much for a comfortable conversation. Like, it felt good. It wasn't awkward. I was able to be myself, and these are from the musicians that we love, that we're listening to, and the show getting up in the top 100, all of us doing as hard of a job as we can to make our guests feel comfortable, and Aaron piecing everything together. It just is like, it is like winning an award, you know?
That's how I felt last
It
night.
is. It's winning an award.
I came running into the
saying-
bathroom like,
Yeah.
Mel, guess what? We're in the top 100.
Yeah, just saying like, good job, guys. Keep going. Here's your gold star. Keep it up.
Mhm.
And it reminded me of the interview that we did with Andy.
Frasco?
No, Andy from String Dusters.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And you guys will hear about that. And that's
Yeah.
I'll just leave that little morsel there.
All right. Well,
So anyway,
and you know-
everybody who's made it possible, thank
Thank
you
you,
so
guys.
much.
And one last thing before we do the business and get you guys the interview. Welcome to
All
a lot
of our
of
new
people.
family.
Yeah, the
that-
new family.
There's a whole lot of bands we met this weekend that are going to be heading back to their respective states
Or new
A lot.
other-
Colorado, Wisconsin, Minnesota.
Yeah,
all over the
Minneapolis,
place.
yeah, absolutely.
So I hope you enjoy this, and remember, reach out to us, say hello, give us.
We love you guys,
Stay in
and-
contact with
yeah.
us.
That is one thing about Goose too that I learned from talking to them the other day was that the hard work thing. These guys have been busting their ass to make it happen, and it's happening for them too. And it's cool to like be on the wave with them, and see it going down from the outside. Like I said, on the inside of the thing, we're inside of it, so it's hard to see it happening, but I can see it reflected in the bands that we're talking to.
Oh my gosh,
And-
so much.
Yeah, and the crossovers and similarities and synchronicities and all that stuff. It's It's really surreal at this point, and to share that with this particular group of guys was super special.
Yeah, having that likeness,
Mhm.
like you can understand where they're coming from.
And another group of guys that when we hung up the phone with them, I was like, oh, that's family. This is brothers that we could hang out with anytime, that's welcome at our house anytime they come to Portland. Like this is just increasing the size of the No Simple Road family. And I'm super excited to bring them to you guys. But before we do that, I'm going to do business. You ready?
You do business.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, here we go. So you guys know the deal. Follow us on all the social media platforms at No Simple Road. You can go to Facebook if you're into that and join the No Simple Road family group over there. There's a lot happening in there, and you have to answer a couple secret questions. And just remember, hey now, No Simple Road family. Just remember that. Anyway, you could join the Facebook group. Or if you're not into that, you can go to Reddit, r/No Simple Road. That is where the No Simple Road family, congregates on Reddit. And people are like finding other people to go to shows with and talking about song lyrics and describing their first show experiences and helping each other with emotional stuff over there. And it's actually a thriving, like, real community of people that are on Reddit doing the No Simple Road family proud. So if you're into that, head over there and check it out, r/No Simple Road. Also, we have the Discord server. Justin hooked that up for us, and we're in there. I'm in there sometimes popping around, so check that out. Go to www.nosimpleroad.com for all of our event information, where we're going to be, what we're going to be doing, what's going to be happening. Like we said earlier, what we have coming up in a week and a half is Summer Meltdown, and there is a link for tickets on our website there. If you haven't got your tickets yet and you're planning on coming, there are still tickets available, 1, 2, and 3-day tickets available for the festival. Come join us. Come hang out. It would be so cool. Look,
it was cool to have our No Simple Road people at Summit. So let's do a little repeat, and let's have some more people come out and cut a rug and have fun and interview and play and enjoy music. Let's do it, guys.
I haven't even really mentioned the fact that we are going to be doing a live podcast from the Forest stage at Summer Meltdown on Sunday from 2 to 2:50. And look, I would be lying if I said I wasn't excited about this thing.
When he says excited, he means nervous.
I'm excited about this thing. And it would be super cool if our No Simple Road family came to support the three of us while we're there, doing this for the very first time. I know that I'm not the only one that's, I'm doing air quotes, excited for this. So please come hang out with us while we do this. And we're going to do something really special. I'm not going to get into it and explain anything and ruin the magic.
No, it's for who's there.
Mm-hmm.
And then for you listeners to listen back
But this is a landmark occurrence for this family to be on stage at a major festival, at one of the biggest festivals in the Pacific Northwest.
Well, our last live podcast was from Terrapin Crossroads, which in itself was very monumental for us to be doing the Higgs live, and then from it to be from Terrapin.
From that place.
Exactly. But now, here we are, doing festivals, and here we happen to be on Forest stage at a major festival doing a live podcast, and we are going to come up with something really special for you guys, and we want participation. We want you to support us with your presence. So if you're on the fence, get off the fucking fence.
Thanks, Jason.
Yeah, come.
And Jason and Audrey are coming with us,
Jason
man.
and Audrey.
Love you guys.
You guys also, I just want to throw this in there. We have a cute surprise in our episode for next week.
Oh, yeah.
So I just want you guys to know that. I'm just going to say that. It's a cute surprise.
Yeah, it is. It's when Mel says cute, a lot of times it's okay. Okay, it's cute. This is for real cute. Yeah. super cute. Anyway, yeah, Summer
come join us at Summer
is
Meltdown.
going to be happening, and I'm excited to be there with you guys. And if you go to www.nosimpleroad.com and you go to the merch tab, you can pick up shirts there. You can pick up stickers there. You can also go to the family tab and sign up for the newsletter so that you can find out what's happening with No Simple Road, other than all the other stuff. That's where, like, my mind vomits into the internet sometimes, and you guys can see my vomit. No, you could read my vomit.
Wow, you two.
All right. Did I? Oh, yeah. Couple other
Patreon.
things. Yeah. Patreon.com/No Simple Road. I do not want to glance over this. Look, man, all of the things that we're doing, all the money that it takes to do this is sponsored by Patreon.com. And that is how we pay for what we do. So we need your help. We need you to partner with us. Come in there and come alongside the No Simple Road crew and get us where we need to go. That's how it happens. You can do like $1 a month. You could do $3 a month. You could do $10 a month. You could do whatever. It's up to you guys, but we need your help. We need that monetary support as the show grows and gets bigger. We need the family to come alongside us and help us out. I know it's weird to do that and ask for money, but you know what, man? The reality of the world that we live in is that it's a monetary society and things cost money. Getting to festivals and the food and gas and paying for hosting and all that shit costs money, man, and we need your help.
And when you come on Patreon and support us, you are a integral part of making this happen and get bigger and continue going. You are fueling the train, shoveling the coal in there.
You guys, we have a couple new 5-star reviews,
Let's
but
hear
I
'em.
have to do it.
Well, if you sit back, Darwin won't see
Well,
the,
and that's
he
the other
won't see
one.
the
Go on
reflection.
Apple Pods and leave those 5-star reviews. And Melanie's got a couple here.
This one's called Must Listen for All Jam Fans.
Aw.
This is such a friendly and relaxing podcast. I love the way the crew make their guests feel comfortable and get them to open up. They have a unique way of letting the guest and listener feel like you are still at a kitchen table with friends talking about music. Thank you for putting together such a wonderful product for all the heads, young and old. From
yeah.
A Souls. This was on Tuesday.
Love you.
Okay, thank you so
Thank
much.
you so
and
much,
then
man.
this is another one. Always will be.
As much as you can, Donator.
And this is from Slam Za. Slam Za.
Slam Za.
Because it's SZA.
Slams up.
Okay. Love you guys! Exclamation point.
Love you too.
Have been listening to the last year and a half or so. Started at the very beginning. Now on episode 97.
Oh, you're almost there.
Have loved watching your progression as a podcast. Music fans. Yeah, buddy, get on that fish train. And people.
Choo choo.
You've all inspired me to change the way I look at things and to be more engaged human being. Thank you. You guys, that is
What?
fucking special.
Yeah, you're welcome,
Like-
and thank you.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Whoa.
every time we do this, like every time Aaron's like, "Oh, do the 5-star review," that's when I remember to look it up, so it's not in advance.
She's like, I'm talking about Patreon. She's like putting the phone in my face, trying to get the facial ID to go.
But because this is a really huge part, like we're listening to it live right now, and
We'll do it live.
yeah, but you guys are amazing with these. I don't know. I love listening to you guys, how you interpret what we're doing, and thank you.
So yeah, thanks. And it's because of that we are in the top 100 music podcasts on Apple Podcasts. So get it. Let's
It's been working.
get to number 1.
It's been working.
That's all I'm
guys.
saying. Let's keep it going. This family, every single one of you, stop what you're doing right now and just hit the 5-star. You don't have to type a review. You could just hit the 5-star. And if you guys, everybody that listens right now, if you all did that, we would be in the top 10 within a month.
Yep.
There's enough of you doing it. We would be in the top 10. That would be so huge for us, man.
Yeah.
That would be fucking gigantic. I'll throw a party if that happens. For real. I will. Mel's looking at me like, don't say that shit because you can't. I'll make that happen somehow.
I throw
All
a
right?
party. Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know if I'll invite anybody, but I'll throw
I
a
was
party.
going to say,
then.
it's just going to be us, but
Okay.
we'll tape it, and we'll video it, and we'll put
I don't
it
know
out
where
there.
that came from, guys.
I
but
know it
okay.
came from
I
the back of my mind.
Will there be pizza and punch?
There will be punch and pie. All right. So
Thank you,
all
guys.
the stuff. You guys know all the stuff now, except for nothing. I don't know if there's anything that I'm missing because there's.
No, we got through Patreon. We got through 5 stars. We got through Discord. We got through Relics. Or I don't know why I said Relics. We got through
I want to say something.
what?
I'm proud of myself for something.
Say
and
it.
I'm going to shout it out on the show.
Say it.
I got over a huge hang up this weekend at Summit. It was big.
And what was that?
It was gigantic
What was that
for me.
per
So-
se, sir?
How long
What did
is-
you just say, Apple?
How
per,
long?
Per se, what would this be? This thing
How
you're talking
long
about
ago
getting
was
over.
93?
93. Okay, Sydney. Okay, 26 years.
All right. It's been 26 years since I allegedly did LSD. 26 years. And that's because I had a hang up. Back in the day, I got stuck in a trip over and over again. And it got really bad. And it got to the point where I couldn't communicate anymore. I was having trouble speaking. Ironically, I do a podcast now where I speak all the time.
Yeah, life changes.
Yeah, things change. But I got to the point where it was hard for me to communicate, and I didn't know if I was ever going to come out of it. And it took a long time. It took a few months for me to be able to, like, get my words out. So I didn't do it for years because I was terrified of that thing happening again. And the setting was allegedly correct this weekend, and I had a fucking blast. And I'm proud of myself for getting over that shit. So I just wanted to shout myself out because I'm tooting my own horn. Beep, beep. So if that can help anybody out there, that's really why I'm doing it. Because
It helped us. It was good to have you back on that bus.
Finally.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Oh.
Yeah, it was something really special that, you know, I can't even really put into words all of the reasons why I was so scared of
Well,
it.
you gave me a
Well,
40-minute
and we're gonna
speech the night before you did that. So.
And this we should get deeper into because this was part of the String Summit thing.
Right,
This
but-
is something that
I
we'll
just
get
wanted
deeper
to-
into because a lot happened with all of us there.
So I just wanted to say that, like, in short, just for everybody out there, like, we've all got hang-ups that we deal with. We've all got demons that live in our head, and some of them are years and years old. And I'll tell you what, man, they may seem like they have power over us.
And they do.
And it may seem real, but I really learned with that particular one this weekend that I made the whole fucking thing up in my head, and I just needed to give it time and space. And for all of you out there that are dealing with anything like that, hear what I'm saying right now, man. It's I'm not telling you to go out and do anything that you're terrified to do just to do it. But you know what? If you're feeling it and the time is right and you're with your family and you're somewhere safe and all of that, you know,
Oh, and that goes
give yourself
for
a chance.
anything.
Yeah, I'm not just talking about that
Yeah.
particular substance, medicine. I'm talking about anything with life. You know,
So
we
wait,
can overcome our shit.
Is all you were saying is give peace a chance?
Give
Oh.
pizza a chance. Yep.
Peace.
All right. So, guys, let's get into it with Goose. And I want you all to crack your knuckles.
No,
and-
that's not good.
Yeah.
No, that's not
It's
That's
good.
not
just
good.
releasing air. It's not even cracking.
It's not releasing
Okay,
air.
don't crack your knuckles. I want you to sit back and relax. Put your feet up. Get yourself a drink or a smoke. A nice cup of
Drink
coffee.
and a smoke.
Maybe some ice cream.
Or some ice cream is good.
Yeah.
And close your eyes. Or if you're driving, don't do any of this. 10 and 2, eyes on the road. Just pay attention to the interview. And without further ado, the No Simple Road crew gives you Goose. Hey, we did it. Yay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. So, who do we have on the phone with us?
Peter
Uh-huh.
and
Greg?
No, Rick.
Rick. All right. Oh, there we go. Hey, turn the fader up, Aaron, because then you can hear.
Welcome, guys.
Welcome.
Welcome to the porch.
hey, thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, man. Guys, we've spent the morning listening to a lot of your live stuff, and wow, man.
We've come to the conclusion that you guys are not afraid of ghosts.
That was jamming.
Apple, why don't you do your thing, man?
Oh, okay. Well, we'll introduce ourselves here on No Simple Road. Welcome to the porch, guys. This is Apple. I'm 1/4 of the crew here, and we are missing Ryder this morning. He may join in.
Yeah, and I'm Melanie, guys. So welcome to the porch. Thanks for coming on and hanging out with
Hello.
us. Yeah.
You too,
Thank you for
man.
having us.
Yeah, this is Aaron. And, you know, Matt sent your stuff over to me about, I don't know, maybe 4 weeks ago. and we've been jamming on it ever since. And like I said, I gotta say, guys, you guys are fucking killing it out there.
Thank you.
So, why don't we start off like, tell us like how everything got started for you. How did Goose get formed?
Once a month kind of thing, and just kind of pumping around. But also in that time, we it was like the beginning of 2015, March 2015. We went up and recorded the basic tracks for Moon Cabin, which ultimately became the first record. So like throughout 2015, by the end of 2015, we finished that album. So that album kind of really came together way before we started touring, and a lot of change occurred between the time that we made that album and started hitting the road and kind of developing the sound that we have now, I guess, if you will.
Yeah.
So we started working with Matt in the end of 2016, the beginning of 2017. We started kind of getting on the road throughout the first 5 months of 2017, and that's when we started learning more about what kind of band we wanted to be as far as touring goes and all that kind of stuff.
How does that happen? Like when you start going out and doing it, you said like, learning what kind of band you want to be. How does that come together? Like, is it just through experiences that you have while you're out touring that create it? Or is it more like, the music that you're listening to and what's happening when you guys are playing together is making it become something?
There's different levels to it, different aspects to it, I guess. Music is definitely one thing that's kind of, they all feed into each other as well,
Mm-hmm.
But I think more so we learned a lot of lessons about like little things about just being on the road and we wanted to do that, and how we didn't want to do that. That was, learned a little bit more about that, but also like what our values were, I guess. That was a big thing for me personally, was just kind of learning what I value in this whole thing and what I don't as much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the changes that had occurred with the band, you kind of reflected that. And Peter joining the band in the New Year's. What was it? New Year
2017.
Yeah, 2017 going into 2018 when he joined the band, and that's when we saw a huge shift in kind of the I guess just the nature of the band, the culture of the band, and kind of the workflow of the band, and it was really ironic, the whole timing of everything. He like we were going through changes, and he joined the band, and like right at that same time, we got a call from Stafford to they were giving us 7 dates
Oh shit.
on their tour in January of 2018. So Peter, really funny stuff. He had never. He's a guitar player. He played like a little bit of keyboards, but not really at all.
What?
And, yeah. It was really
That's
wild.
insane,
Really
you
wild.
guys, because that's the first thing I noticed about your sound was the keys.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I told Aaron, I was like, the keyboardist is someone to watch out for before I knew the names. I was like, he's amazing. So kudos, Peter.
Well
right
done.
on, man.
Thanks, yeah. Hit the road. I think my fifth gig was, we were opening for Spafford at Elk Club in Detroit, and it was like a packed house, probably the most people I've ever played in front of in general. And then also having to play keyboards at that time was really a challenge for me, So it was a pretty crazy ride, just right at the beginning there.
So much fun though.
And you stayed on it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Stayed with it,
So what? I'm curious. Like, he says you're a guitar player, but how did it come about that you started playing keys? Was it just that there was a need in the band, and you were like, "Well, fuck it, I'll give it a shot"? Or
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
what? Oh my God,
Right?
dude.
Fucking. So clearly you guys can do it, guys.
Yeah. I think the decision was kind of like, it just became clear that on a personal level, he was the right fit with the band. And just kind of like a leap of faith, like that everything else would fall into place, and it did in a way that I definitely could not have foreseen.
Yeah.
How did you guys get hooked up with Spafford? Like, you just get a phone call in the middle of the night, like, "Hey guys,
Hey,
we're
this is Spafford. Come
like."
with us.
Did you have a personal relationship with them, or like was that through management, or how did that come about?
So as far as we were concerned, we actually opened for them on like this funny little beach gig in Connecticut the summer prior.
Okay.
This thing in like row 8 in Connecticut, and they were playing, and we got tossed on that. So they had kind of like crossed paths with us then, but Matt also worked with them for a number of years.
Okay.
He was in the trenches with them, so he has a relationship with them as well, and had been kind of pushing us on them, I think, for a while. Finally, they signed us on for some dates.
Dude, what does that feel like? Like, you're playing smaller gigs, and then all of a sudden you get a call that you're going to be doing that shit. Like, are you excited and terrified at the same time?
Hey, I didn't have a perspective at the time what it was going to be like. We got tossed in like that first show in Detroit at L Club. Opening gigs at that point used to like, you start off and it's pretty quiet, and then by the end people are, filtering in. So you kind of build your set to be, heating up towards the end kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we rolled out there. Peter and I are talking about chord changes of the songs because he's just like, he learned them like yesterday, and we're just like, okay, all right, let's see what we got here. We step out there, it's just like a packed room. Everyone's arms crossed, like dead silent for like
crickets chirping.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, who are these guys?
All right, here we go.
Oh,
it was
shit.
Yeah, so that run was, I definitely didn't realize how like the level of buzz that they had going on at that point, and it was wild. I've never seen or been a part of a tour like that before, for sure.
And then on like now, we were just listening to part of your set from Dome Fest. Like getting to do a festival like that with those guys, that's got to be something special too, man.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
whole
what's
thing,
that transition
that
like?
whole thing is Greg's baby, right? From Pigeons.
I think it's or Jeremy's. I think it might be Jeremy's, but
Okay.
it's definitely like bands like centric, and they've been doing. It's the 10th year they did it, and it's just the vibe is fantastic. It's a really welcoming festival, and plus like Pigeons fans are super open to new music, and I think Jeremy handpicks all the bands, so it's it's like kind of curated in a way by Pigeons guys, and it's really great to be a part of something like that.
It's cool that the scene that we're all a part of is that way.
Helping each
that
other
yeah,
out.
it's not exclusionary. Like if you're putting in the work and you're doing it, there's people out there that'll give you a shot.
Right.
Yeah.
It's fucking
They've
rad.
they've built one of the most welcoming cultures of any fan base that I've come across, I think, in the scene too. It's really special. That event in particular, I was just really impressed with how well run it was. They had it super dialed. The lineup was like perfect. It was great all around.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Apple.
I was just gonna say, everything we watched from that so far, some amazing stuff went down there.
Yeah, special weekend.
You had touched on something. You said that as you guys are hitting the road and doing your thing, that you learned kind of what the values of the band are, and we're dealing with the same thing with this. Like as we go out and we do live podcasts and go to more festivals and stuff, we're kind of learning what the rules are for ourselves when we do that stuff. Like, I don't know, one of the things that I've learned recently is you can't take psychedelics every day at a festival if you're going to be podcasting. You gotta fucking take it easy.
Party every day.
You miss opportunities and shit happens, and then you're home and you're like, fuck, I didn't do half the shit I said I was going to do when I went. But for you guys, like, what is that? What are some of the things that you've learned on the road that have, like, formed who you are as Goose?
I think the biggest one that comes to mind is, maybe it's sort of a little stereotypical, but and like obviously we like Fish, we like a lot of other music too, but like the quote that really comes to mind when expressing this idea is from Bittersweet Motel. I don't know if you guys seen that, but the part where Trey's talking about like all of he's like all the myths and all the people and the fans, stages, whatever. It's all like it all doesn't matter ultimately. All that matters is that like feeling you get when you're in the basement at like your friend's parents' house and you're just playing and it's like incredible, just like this magic to it, So it's I guess the point is like it's easy to get strayed away by reaching for more, reaching for stuff, reaching for growth, and losing sight of what made you want to play music in the first place.
Wow, you just taught me something. That's fucking cool, man.
I think that there was definitely a return to that mentality at some point from this like feeling a need to reach or something,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I feel like that. I've felt like that with this. Like, you know that what you're doing is something that you enjoy and that you're passionate about. And I think part of like being human is wanting other people to enjoy it the way you do. But I think, like you said, you can get lost in the reach,
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I've felt like that. And I think part of the magic of the music for you guys and the bands that we all listen to is like, you're not out there trying to make it happen for the crowd. You're doing it because it's something that you love. It's something that you enjoy. You and your friends are up there kicking ass and creating magic, and then that spills out onto us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's kind of this weird thing where, like, there's not necessarily anything wrong with the desire to like please people, to like make something that people like,
Mm-hmm.
and to be working for that goal. But at the same time, you have to realize that, like what you said is exactly true. It's like the best thing as any kind of artist, best thing you're going to make is if you're like truly inspired to make it. It has to come from what you want to do, what you want to hear. Otherwise, it's not going to be as real.
What truly inspired you to start with the music then? Like, how did that start for you personally?
It was always kind of just, I was always really drawn to it. I didn't have like a very musical family at all. Just, I don't know. I remember listening to like the Space Jam soundtrack or like, an NSYNC CD on like on a Discman when I was like 5 and just having all these crazy, it didn't matter what it was. The music just gave me like crazy feelings for a long time. But I didn't start playing guitar until like 6th grade or something like that. And I just started writing a bunch of songs before I knew what the hell I was doing. I was always just drawn to it. It was always just something that was there. I needed to keep unraveling,
Yeah, in the blood.
Right.
At 6th grade, that's early to be playing guitar.
Yeah.
Right?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I started picking it up around, I think that's like the age when you start like realizing that there's more to things than meets the eye.
You start appreciating music more.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because you start feeling the music instead of just hearing it.
Yeah.
It's a wild journey, man. Like, what was your you mentioned Fish. What was your first experience with them?
So I probably started listening to Fish when I was like a freshman in high school, and some of my friends, older brothers and stuff like that, were really in. Prior to that, I was listening to a bunch of different kinds of stuff. But that I think my first experience with Fish was actually kind of sweet. I got like a few tracks from a live one, that live release.
Yeah.
And there was like the stash from that record to this day is probably my favorite stash. But I remember being in a science class in high school and like listening to my teaching, and I fell asleep. My head was on my desk. That jam is like really crazy. They take it out for a long time. It's really dark and dissonant for a long time, and then eventually they like kind of resolve it in a really, really intense way. So I'm kind of like half in that like half asleep state for the bulk of that jam. They're just like in this really dissonant space, and then right as like towards the end, they just drop these bombs. They resolve this tension that they've been building for like, I don't know, 7 to 10 minutes or something, and they just drop these incredible bombs. And like right when they do this big build up and they land this big drop, and right when that happened, my head shot up. I was like this big like realization moment or something.
Oh wow!
But I shot up. Whoa! Oh my god!
Thank you, public
So
school.
that was-
Oh my
giving
God,
me
I'm in
space.
class.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm gonna have to go listen to that track after
for
this.
sure.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
You know, it's something that you bring up there too is I wanted to ask you about, because you know, you guys recorded Moon Cabin, and it's been 3 years since you've recorded anything in the studio, and you have this single that's coming out now, right? And
Right.
with the music that you guys make, that we listen to, all of it, there's a huge difference between what happens in the studio and what happens live. With a lot of bands, it's night and day. Do you
Right.
find it a challenge to be in the studio as opposed to being out playing live?
I love working. I love recording. Love being in the studio. It's definitely a different mentality. And I think our workflow is changed a lot. And we're kind of finding our workflow right now. As last year was very centered, just locking in with the band, with the dynamic of the band, our touring ethic, and you know, the way just growing the sound live and developing songs and arrangements and stuff like that. And I think this year, turning into this year, we really kind of have set the grip on all the recording that we, you know, need to catch up on, basically. So there's a lot of stuff that we have on the docket. A few things that are coming out soon, and a lot more that's, you know, has a lot of work yet to be done, but certainly going to get to it sooner than later. But yeah, I mean, it's, I think we're finding the way we want to do it. We're experimenting with a lot of different things, and it's something that we love a lot, have a ton of passion for, in addition to touring. Yeah, I mean, as far as Moon Cabin goes, there's been so much change that we've gone through personally. The band has gone through sonically since that came out, which is really cool. You know, it was sort of a grounding thing while all of that change was occurring. Moments when it's, you know, like what is this? What are we doing? Why are we doing this? You know, things like that. It's having a record to kind of ground yourself. I've found that to be a helpful thing.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Are you? I always wondered this. Like, when you go and you get into the studio and you're recording new stuff, are you trying to recreate the feeling of being at a show, or is it something different? Are you trying to be more technical and more intentional?
I guess it depends, you know. In most circumstances, it's kind of like, you know, we're using the studio as an opportunity to, you know, create something that we wouldn't otherwise be able to do live, using, like, you know, all the instruments at our disposal, and just, you know, diving into the mixing process and all kinds of layering and stuff like that. But, you know, in some circumstances, if we have like a jam on a track, we'll kind of like recreate what that would be like live, in a sense, within the studio. So it depends song to song, I think.
That makes sense. That totally makes sense. And I just, as a listener to the music, it's such a huge difference. And with you guys, it seems to me anyway that you're kind of bridging the gap in a really cool way, like with the new single with All I Need, like I really feel that live thing, but you could I mean, obviously you could tell it's in a studio, there's nobody screaming and whatever, but
Right.
it's
Right.
super fucking cool, and I can really hear the progression from 3 years ago to now with the new stuff. It's obviously you guys, I mean, it's your sound, but it's grown, it's different, and it's richer,
we
like more
played it a
full.
lot last year mostly. It was,
Thank
And-
you.
we actually
Have you guys debuted All I Need out on the road yet, or is that still kind of in the bag waiting?
Pretty funny. Yeah, we dropped a single. We like revamped the song, but no, we'll probably keep doing it that way in different ways. We've been having fun experimenting with different ways to play songs recently. But like, yeah, I think it kind of it became like it became the choice, the first single to release because of what it was just like this. I actually wrote the core of that song when I was 14. And last year at some point I just kind of dug it up because it was kind of the funky thing that I wrote when I was younger, and we kind of rearranged it, and figured it out for where the band's at now, and sort of messing around with it at shows, and it became this heater. Things would get kind of wild with it at shows, so it kind of became kind of the obvious choice for the first thing to come back with after Moon Cabin. Pretty representative of a different side of the coin that isn't as representative on that record, There's a lot.
Is there a full record coming, or are you just going to be putting out
got a lot of
singles,
catch-up
or
to do.
what's
A lot
happening?
of stuff we've been playing live that hasn't been released, and
There's a lot
it's really
of good
fun
stuff coming out.
to dive into
Right
Good,
on.
good. We need more
for
Goose.
like ways
Yeah.
they can live on recording that isn't as feasible live. So some things are kind of they just work the way they are, and it's a little bit more at face value, and some things will be pretty different and have a lot of sonic things going on that we definitely don't reproduce live. Having the two worlds be a different thing, I think it's pretty cool. We enjoy it.
Yeah, it is cool.
Yeah.
And is there like when you guys go out and you're playing a show, you alluded to crafting a set list. Like, is there something that you guys are trying to create with your show, or is it just playing and everybody having a good time?
Oh, we're just. I mean, when I see shows, I just like to kind of get immersed and lost in what's going on and have kind of an experience that way. What we're trying to do is just allow everyone to have that experience within themselves and get kind of just be free and dance around and just break away from like the daily life and have some fun doing it. We do some covers and but mostly originals. But the covers are fun for people who haven't seen us before or anything
So
like
fun.
that.
Your guys'
Yeah.
covers are super fun. We listened to me and Julio down by the schoolyard this morning, and then the Ghostbusters
Electric Avenue.
one.
That Love Light too, man.
That
That Love Light was
Avenue.
fucking
Appreciate
smoking.
that.
Holy
Love Light,
shit,
yeah.
man.
I like
Yeah.
you guys do that very well. We love it when bands take a song like that, a classic, and make it their own. I mean, you guys put a good funk on everything.
Is that a band decision, like what songs you guys are going to cover, or is it one guy going, hey, let's do this one? Or
It's a lot. There's a lot of like, hey, let's play this song, and then the circumstance will arise where it just makes sense. And there's been a couple opportunities where we've
That's
covered
where the
an entire
Ghostbusters thing came
soundtrack to a movie.
what?
Hell
Yeah, so this is called Netflix and Chill.
What?
Oh, that's
Right
great.
on.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. So that, in those circumstances, we'll find a movie that we really like and, think it has a great soundtrack, and we'll just dive into it and we'll pick which songs we think are possible. Sometimes we can't do 20 cover songs in one show, so we'll pick the best ones.
It's only a matter of time.
We've done, let's see, Caddyshack and Austin Powers.
What?
What about Top Gun? You guys are missing an opportunity with Top Gun.
Not yet. No Top Gun yet. Yeah.
I love that you guys like to have fun. That you said that. Like, you're right. When people go to a concert, go see live music, it's just nice to have an opportunity to not think. If we're thinking all day in our jobs or with our kids or whatever, just being able to just drop everything, listen to a good cover, listen to some good music that people are putting out with a little bit of fun.
I think that's a good way to
yeah,
sum
man,
up,
it's very therapeutic and it's fun and it helps people reset. So thank you for keeping that going. There's nothing like live music.
Of course. Absolutely.
Build that experience. I think the less you think, the better it is. Kind of relating back to what we were saying before too. It's like the more we're describing the state that we would like people to be in at a show. I think the more that we're in that state as well, where you're kind of just letting go and not thinking too much, letting things happen. The more that we're in that state, theoretically, I think the better we all can be. Right.
Yeah, it leaves room for the magic of it, right? Yeah.
And you kind of, for you guys, like you were saying, you're playing and then you start going out bigger rooms and more people, and there's more expected of you. So then there's like more responsibility with the thing. And at some point there's got to be like, I don't know, that moment of like, holy shit, this is happening and we're doing it. It's not just a dream anymore. This thing is real. Like,
oh, we're doing it right now, man.
Yeah, you're in that. You're in that right now.
We're already there, and we've been there the whole time. It's like,
yeah, because you guys started out with saying that Spafford was the one. So then, like right after that, like what? How was that progression post Spafford?
It's been amazing. There was people on the rail for all 7 shows that we literally came to all 7 shows, and we just became friends with them, and there was like a gradual growth based upon anyone who had saw us at those shows. Like, hey, I saw you open for Spafford like a couple months ago, and we found that at our headlining shows you would just have just more of those people, and we'd recognize them, and it led to more opportunities to open for other bands as well, and
wow,
things grow that way. It's been amazing.
That has to be an amazing thing when you see that point where people are following you, able to jump in their car. Because everybody's got to have money to do it and follow
driving
you
like
around.
Mad hours.
Yeah. They're like part of the band.
It's unbelievable, man.
It's a trip. I can imagine that it's a total fucking trip to be like, we are those people that are in the crowd at the shows and going and seeing the band 2 and 3 nights or following from place to place to go see them. And then all of a sudden, you're the guy that's up there that people are following from city to city and seeing every night. Like, that's got to feel super cool, man.
Learn their names and get to know them people too. So it's really awesome kind of building this network of friends as well. It's not just they're after fans,
Yeah. It really is about the community too. I think that's one thing that sets this music apart from other music is the community of it. I don't know any other kind of thing that's happening out there where you can meet somebody for the first time, and if you share interest in the same bands, you're friends. Like, that's it.
Yeah,
Because you have that like common experience together,
absolutely.
and I think psychedelics help too.
Yeah.
It's a package deal.
Yeah, totally.
Well, we found too, and I imagine with you guys too, that a big thing that I've always been kind of the whole social media, like Instagram and stuff, is like crucial to keeping up with fans, and along with YouTube, like all your guys' live stuff I'm watching on YouTube. I mean, technology is amazing. It's
a
really
huge key. Yeah.
played a big part in our success, and I imagine, what about you guys? I imagine so.
Oh yeah, that's been a big thing. That the videos we've been doing these premieres, and we just started filming a lot, and I edit the videos, and it's just been a fun thing for people to see if they weren't at a festival. Like, I'll just make a video of the whole set, and we'll do a premiere, and those have been very successful in terms of getting us a lot of reach and fan retention from those festivals.
Yeah, we've noticed that too when we do have these conversations with the musicians. Like, we put it out, people that may or may not have heard of your music listen, and then there's just something that like allows them to fall in love with you guys even more, because you become it's a personal interaction. Like, oh my God, he started playing when he was in 6th grade, or just like maybe these one or two little nuances of information that get to the to the fan base, and then you guys, then they hear you play again, and it's like, oh my God, yes, like that's so awesome. And so I just really love the merge that happens between these conversations and then seeing you guys play, because it really does kind of elevate the experience for all of us listening.
Totally.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Anytime I've found an interview with somebody, or there's been like a documentary about a band, I've grown like a stronger connection to that band.
Right. So who are some of your people that you love and admire?
Oh, me? I would say I definitely like Fish as well. I'm big into Vampire Weekend.
Oh wow!
Great bands. They're doing some super cool stuff right now, new album and everything.
They're
really
cool.
like Fat Freddy's Drop. They're
Write that
a
down.
New Zealand kind of like reggae electronic type band.
Wow.
Really cool. Yeah,
I like the name.
It's
I
the
think
jam.
they have potentially our favorite song ever.
What's the song?
It's called Fish in the Sea.
Okay.
It's unbelievable. Yeah.
Too much,
Really
man.
into,
Go for it.
Really into Phil Collins right now.
Oh my gosh, yes.
You're speaking Mel's language right now,
Yes.
man.
Well, you
Yeah.
guys, there's so much. I don't know how old you guys are, but that old music from the 80s and
believe
early
that's old.
90s. I know saying old.
It's so weird
it's weird
that that's
to say
old.
that.
Old.
But like they were creating some new sounds, revolutionary shit that we didn't hear before. Like 80s electronica is totally brand new. It was a big deal. And like what Phil Collins was doing with his drums and singing, and like it was just amazing. So like when people are pulling influences from that kind of era, that is something to watch, because what we can do with sound now plus back then, it's amazing.
Right. Absolutely. We love the 80s. Loggins.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Right on.
Oh, the
So
whole
you guys-
Caddyshack thing.
If you guys had like a little, crystal ball, like what would you want to see with the band, like coming up in the future?
That's a hard
The
question.
next few years or so.
Grammys.
What would you guys like to do?
Yeah, we're sure.
Grammys.
Yeah?
Good question.
Are you doing it already?
Yeah, I'd say playing music with your best friends
Aw,
is pretty much all you can ask
true.
for.
Yeah, you're right.
So
Doesn't get any better than that.
No.
I'm curious
you were
right
here
now.
last
You guys
night.
are
We
on
had a
tour. I see
fun-
you're going.
fun
You're
show
heading
there.
to the Fox Theater in Boulder. You guys got a
we're
long road
cruising
ahead
right
of
now.
you.
Things are good.
How's it going so far?
Peoria is always a blast.
Now, you guys doing it in a van? Or you all? Wait. No, you're not all together because we have you both separately.
No, they're together.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I have together but separate.
Okay.
You got like 3 days off right now, right?
That's right. Yeah.
So what's on the agenda for the 3 days?
Oh, actually, I don't have. I have a show with my other band out in Denver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I have before I was in Goose, I have a band called Great Blue. And we don't play as often anymore, but a couple of the guys live out in Colorado, and they wanted to get a show together while we were out there. So just took a day off. We're gonna play a little show on Monday night. It should be fun.
Do you dig being on the road? Because I know it's tough.
Yeah, I like it. There's a cool aspect to, just being away from. I feel like when I'm home, I constantly get distracted, and there's so many things going on. And when you're on the road, I feel very focused towards, the bands and like getting stuff done. It's like it's really easy for me to just be really focused. And, but at the same time, like home life is great as well, and having the balance is crucial.
You guys
fun.
don't have families.
Currently offspring free.
Just parentals.
I was gonna say that's where you don't have
everybody's
family.
got a family.
Like wife and kids.
You guys
families.
are orphans.
No, nobody's married. Nobody's got kids.
There's some like scattered.
Oh,
there's
shit.
teaching that goes
And
on. There's some farm work
Goose
that goes on here and there.
it.
But
like,
yeah,
you guys
for the
aren't
most
doing
part,
day jobs and trying to do double thing. Like this is it.
Yeah,
for you guys.
It's pretty low key farm work.
Yes.
Did you say farm work? All right. Okay.
That sounds fun.
Not soon enough.
Gotta pay the bills.
No, we haven't. Farthest west we made it to Colorado.
Right.
I can't wait.
So
to
when are we
get
gonna
out
see
there.
you up in the Pacific Northwest, man?
Have you guys been out?
I've been super drawn to that area for a long time. I think it was probably Fleet Foxes that like created this.
It's-
You'd get a great reception out
personally
here.
to that area.
Pacific Northwest is
that
magical.
music kind of was super influential to me a number of
Really?
years ago, and it kind of created this fascination with the Pacific Northwest. And I was just super drawn to it in that whole phase of my life. But yeah.
Isn't it a trip that like music? It's such a simple thing to. It's music. It's not rocket science, but
Well, for some people
it
is.
changes it changes people's lives, man. Like fundamentally changes the person, and
Right.
creates this whole universe that we like trip in and go to, and it's the focus of our weekends and our summers, and like this whole universe that's there. It just trips me out that like you said just now, oh, that music was really influential.
It's really
and
mysterious.
it
to be
draws
honest.
me to the
It's still,
Pacific
I
Northwest.
kind of
Like
spent my
music
life,
can do that. It can pull you across an
messing with it
entire
to some
world
extent,
or
learning about
country.
it, doing it, whatever.
And
And
it's
I still
crazy.
I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. It's really mysterious. Right.
I don't either. Yeah,
There's a magic. It really is a magic, because if you think about it, like when you need your body to create music, your voice, your fingers, your feet, whatever. And so you're creating this sound and creating this music with emotional body movements. Like, have you ever thought about that? Right? Like, because if you just did it like half-assed, like just kind of like threw your hands up and try to do it, it wouldn't sound as amazing as when you like make your weird mouth face, and you scrunch up your fingers a certain way and
It's
move.
bobbing back and
You know what
forth,
I mean?
yeah.
Like you have to like make emotional movements, kind of like when you. I mean, I always bring this up, but like when you like have sex too, like you can't do it half-assed.
Well, you
Like,
can.
You can, but it's
lame,
not the
though.
same. Like it's full of emotion, and so you're putting that emotion out. Like you're having to make yourself like look and feel and sound a certain way in order to do it right. Like that's a
Musicians
lot
are
of
very emotional beings.
yeah. So are you guys emotional in your life that way?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I definitely try and do everything, you know, with my whole heart, and you know, it's a good way to live. I found it's like I've just become a lot more fulfilled with everything I do, and especially with music, it really helps, you know, just connect me to the audience, and especially when we're doing live, because I see them, everybody's so into it. Like, how could you not?
Yeah.
How could you not get in? Like, it's just like it's a mutual thing. Yeah.
It's the craziest thing too, like being in the crowd and dancing, and how the music can respond to you as just an individual, and then you see the crowd moving as one giant organism too. Like, what does that look like to you guys from the stage? Do you see that happening?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's amazing. Like when you hear the crowd singing, you know, when like sometimes we get the whole crowd clapping. I mean, that's amazing. And then the Ghostbusters thing has got like the whole crowd freezing.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
screaming,
yeah.
And it's really fun.
It's really funny you asked that.
to do
Those two
those
things
kinds
are
of things,
incredibly
crowd.
related. It has
I
everything.
always love that one.
It has everything to do
Yeah.
with
So like
the
post
crowd,
show,
the
are you
episodes, the energy of the crowd.
drained or are you energized?
All about, you know, how the way in which the crowd is reciprocating energy, like energy that we're picking. It's yeah.
Oh.
Right. Total net loss.
Right.
So you can be either or depending
Well,
on
yeah,
the
it
crowd.
depends on if the crowd
Wow.
is shitty,
Yeah,
then you're
'cause they're
pouring
loving
out
it.
and not getting anything back, and at the end
They've
of the
been
show, I
loving
would
it for
imagine
how
you're
many
wiped
years?
out.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's why Phil Lesh looks the way he
Yeah.
does at the age that he is.
Getting blasted.
Yeah.
I love it, man.
Well,
Exactly.
50 whatever years, that guy's been tuned up every freaking night for however long. He's gonna live to be 500.
He's never broken a sweat.
He's-
You know, to take it even deeper, like if you think about what music is, it's vibration, right? And every atom in your body is vibrating at whatever frequency. And I think that part of the magic of music, because I've spent the last 30 plus years trying to figure out what it is too, man. I think part of it is that it kind of like tunes into your body in a weird, energetic, vibratory kind of a way, and it creates a connection that, like we're talking about, that tunes people up and or tunes them in a way, and it wakes up parts of us that aren't awake and uses parts of your brain that aren't normally used, and gets you thinking
with
things
that
you
in
wouldn't have
mind, I mean,
normally thought. And that's part of the magic, is that vibrational thing that happens. It's at its
I would
basest level.
say with
That's
that
what
in mind,
music
you know,
is.
it's totally
Yeah, like a
so
glass
true.
of water
And,
doesn't.
you know, it's good to be conscious of
What? Sorry,
what
go ahead, man.
kind of vibrations you're putting into your body, and now, you know, we're doing these things, what we're putting out, because I think on a fundamental level, like the consciousness from, you know, of the individual making a piece of music is kind of encoded into the music itself on a vibratory level. So, you know, being mindful of you know, what kind of vibration, I guess, what kind of energy you're putting into yourself, what you're listening to, and also, in our case, what we're putting out. It's a good thing to be conscious of, be mindful of. You know, there's like, music can spread hate as well as love. You know, it's really powerful. There's dark stuff too, as well as light and incredible, funny and loving. It's all of it. You know.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that is my favorite part of our community, is that it's not that darkness. It's not that thing. It's when we all get together, man, there's a thing that happens that I have not found anywhere else. And it makes me happy. Like I carry that with me out of the show into the world and try and spread it. And it's not because of, but it's with the music that's happening and the people that are making it. And that's fucking rad to know that you're conscious of that and that's part of Goose. And it makes sense too, man. Like, think about this. When you put on a band, there's a flavor that comes through energetically of that thing. Like, you can taste it inside who you are, what they're doing. And you guys immediately, when we put it on, I was like, oh yeah, there's a thickness to it. Oh God, I can't even think of a good
What's the flavor?
I'm
Experience.
Well,
A little stank with some groove on it.
and
I mean, it is because okay, so that one, I keep going back to the Ghostbusters one. Like, it literally just makes you want to like move, bounce, jump, move. Like, what? Like I was gonna say earlier, a glass of water isn't gonna make you like shimmy your shoulders. You know what I mean? Music is one of the only things that makes you move your body in strange ways that you would never move them. And so like that was the point earlier, is like you guys are up there moving your bodies in an emotional way, however it is. If you're in a good mood, if you're excited, whatever, you're moving that excited energy through that instrument, making us jump, shimmy, shake, groove through that. That's pretty freaking amazing. What a fun thing that it's fun and unselfish, because we all get to play. By you playing your instrument, fun thing that you want to do, we all get to play and party.
Right.
Thanks.
Well, and I was going to add to that too. One thing you guys remind me, we always end up kind of doing comparisons. One thing, way you guys make me move, one of my favorite bands you remind me of is Humphreys McGee. You have a way of going in and out the different styles that it's just so seamless. Like 1 minute it's funky, and the next it's like, I don't know, it's just amazing.
Yeah, you can't put that in a genre.
There's not a genre. You guys are just all over, and you pull it together so well, and it just makes me move. Like, I feel like I'm at an Humphrey show. Pretty soon it'll be a Goose show when you guys make it up here, and we get to see you live. Can't wait for that.
That was one thing I wanted to ask you guys too. Thanks, Apple. I almost forgot. Like, watching your live sets on YouTube, you got quite the fucking light show going on. Like, how is that progressed for you guys? Because I know at first that's not happening. So is that something that you guys are super involved in?
Yeah. So we actually shortly after I joined the band, we played a show in Columbus. I think it was like in February. Oh, it's Valentine's Day of 2018. We met our now light guy, Andrew Getty, and he was doing lights for this other band called Disco, who are also out of the Midwest. He's out of Midwest as well. So we met him there, and then we reconnected at Resonance. He was working one of the tents, and our Resonance experience was crazy. And but like the best thing about Resonance was that VIP set that he was working the stage for. It was just, he ran a real tight ship. We just really respected him a lot, and from there it grew to like, hey man, you want to like come do some shows for us? Like, let's make it happen. He came out and he did our annual event, Goosemas, in Connecticut. He drove out and did lights and sound for that. And, we had him on the road shortly after for our winter tour, and for the whole tour, it was unbelievable. You know, he owns amazing gear, and we had the trailer space to fit it in, and it's a joy having him on the road, and it's really added a lot to our whole show. And working with him and like coming up with ideas and schemes is really a blast.
That seems like it would be super fucking fun.
Creativity.
Yeah. So for you guys, what, like the musician aspect, what is the light show adding for you guys?
Adding to the experience, adding to the show. And who's not in the band, he's not playing music in the band, and it kind of adds a whole different dimension to the thing from a mental aspect. It kind of like, at least I personally felt it, kind of like, okay, it became, it's like a little, it was like a little realer, you know what I mean? Things became a little realer all of a sudden, and it was like, okay, it just kind of elevated
a little bit off
the perspective
your plate
of
a little bit.
we were doing personally speaking, But then on the show, it just it helps you. Even while we're playing, like I find it. We were talking about before, being in the moment, and turning off your head, and just kind of being present. I find it helps to do that. When you're laying into, like, sometimes we're really responding to what he's doing. We'll lay into a groove, like launch into an open section of a song or something like that, where we're going to start improvising, and I'll, he'll set the mood, and I'll feed off of that immediately. It's like, okay, that's the mood we're at right now, and that's, we'll kind of go from there. It'll be completely different from what it would have been had that not been happening.
Yeah.
Wow. Right on. So it adds
theatrics kind of in a way to it.
Well, if you think about it too, like what he's talking about adding to the show, there's somebody there that's interpreting the music through light while it's happening in real time. So I could see how, as you're playing, the way the lights are happening could also influence the jam. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh wow! I never thought of that before. Like, because
if we drop into a jam and he makes everything blue, like dark blue, it's kind of like, okay, we should quiet down a little bit. We should
we're going.
Be a little bit more, vibey.
Well,
but then, if he's strobing, it's like you can't be vibe. You got to go for it.
Blow it up.
Tear this shit up.
Yeah. Sometimes he will dictate where the jam goes.
So he is a member of the band for sure.
Well, that's why they say Chris Carota is the fifth member of Fish. I mean, it makes sense. But I never really like you guys are up on the stage, so you're not seeing it the way we see it. It's coming from behind you or on the sides. So I always wondered, like, if it's effective.
Obviously.
Oh yeah,
it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So we were talking about Mel was saying earlier, like when we talk to musicians and then go see them live, it elevates the experience of seeing the band. And one of the things that we're doing with No Simple Road is trying to be more conscious of that thing. And what I want to do, like at some point with you guys, maybe we'll have to figure it out if you're into it.
Oh, wow.
I would love to interview you guys like a half hour before your show.
Absolutely. Sounds awesome.
At a show so that the crowd can get to know you guys.
Yeah, like on stage.
Before it happens.
Oh, wow.
And then so the crowd can have that experience with the show.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah.
It just, I know that when I was growing up, like, I mean, this is way off, but like, I freaking loved.
Here comes Mel.
I loved MC Hammer growing up. That was like my high school jam, and like I wanted to win tickets so bad from the radio station to MC Hammer, and I was one off. You needed to be caller 100, and I was 99, and I always I would have loved to go like backstage and the whole thing, and so like with now there's so many bands that I don't think that level of like fanship exists. But what I know does exist is when you're going to go see somebody and you like get a little bit personal with them, even if it's like that their mom's there tonight or whatever, anything. It's like you like are so
now
excited
you're
for
rooting
them.
for me the
Yeah,
more.
like now it's like almost like a sports team, and it's like, yeah, get it, Rick,
Mm-hmm.
get it. Be like, you know what I mean? Like it just makes you
that's an
so
awesome
that kind of
idea.
energy
It's
going
funny,
to
you know, like,
you even
easy to
initially coming
forget
into the
about
set.
that,
It
you
just
know,
seems
as
like
a
it
fan
would
of the
create
music
such
that
an amazing
we're obsessed
show,
with, that we're really into,
like
and
all the way
there's
around.
certainly a lot of artists that I'm totally obsessed with, and can totally very much relate to what you're saying. You know, there's been many times where I've feeded off of, fed off of things, interviews, and content of the artists that I respect and follow, and yeah, it's kind of funny, kind of weird to think that there'd be anyone that would feed off of us, but yeah.
You know, that's very awesome of you to say, but you have to take it, man, for real, because it is a big deal for people who are maybe like, maybe they wanted to be a guitarist in their life or something, and then they see and hear somebody that they think is kicking ass, and then hear like that they even are humble about it. I'm like, what? Like, I'm just kind of doing my
Doing
thing.
fucking
It's no
Ghostbusters.
big deal. It's kind of normal. But no, you're not, because you've got this fucking light guy. You guys are feeding off the crowd. You guys are traveling, doing fucking Ghostbusters. Like, so like,
Yeah, fuck it.
damn. So like, like you become a little bit more human. It just like that. It like quells that obsession a little bit, and it like turns it into like this
It
amazing
humanizes it.
energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, yeah, that's, I don't know. I just think that's, I'm glad that you relate to that, because that's kind of, also the flip side of you, like looking in a mirror.
So as we wrap up, why don't you guys tell everybody out there, this will come out in maybe a week or two. Tell them where you're going to be and where they can find you and all that.
Week or two? Okay. All right. So upcoming shows will be. Let me think about this. Hold on.
You can say whatever you want.
Oh yeah. All right. Oh yeah. Okay. So we're going to be in Virginia Beach, Richmond, and we're doing a little day festival called Paradise in Covington, Kentucky, and then we'll be at Jerry Jam, Beach Fest, Cow Pie, Birds of a Feather, Night Lights, and Residence, in that order.
Fuck yeah.
Wow.
And yeah, we just put out our new single, All I Need, and that's all over all the streaming platforms. So go find it.
All right.
Yeah.
Man. Fuck yeah, guys. Hey, I
And
appreciate.
we're on Nugs as well.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
you
right
just
on.
did the partnership with Nugs.
Starting
Congratulations, guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
So does that mean that they're going to
Yeah,
be carrying all your live
very
shows?
stoked.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
yes.
Right on.
Cool. Yeah.
Well,
that's
yay,
a hell of a
guys.
that's a hell of a get right
Would
there.
love to. Let
Congratulations.
us know,
That's
man.
rad.
Anytime.
Aw.
Well, let's stay in touch, you guys, and when we can make the stars align, let's do
Thanks
that.
a lot for
Boy,
having
man.
us.
Let's make it
So
happen
down,
and,
man.
and see what it does. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks for being on the show, you guys, and sharing some, shedding some light on Goose. Appreciate it.
Sounds
Thank you
good.
guys
Yeah.
so much for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow watching shows on Nugs.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, you guys. You go have a good day. We'll talk to you soon, okay?
All right. Thank you.
Much love, guys.
I like those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I'm
was
very excited to know that that's starting tomorrow in Nugs to see full shows.
Yeah.
Because you only get clips and bits here and there.
Well, I don't think it'll be video, will it? No, it'll be audio.
Okay,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Still getting.
Close your eyes and you visualize.
There you go. Yeah, you can movie in your head, Apple.
I'm there.
What,
I
Mel?
just
You have that
remembered.
look.
Well, because I just remembered what happened last night. Like I
What
had that
happened?
edible, and I was really elevated, and I turned on my bed and laid in it, and it was
Wait,
I
what?
was going to say,
How
yeah,
do you
let's
turn
back
on your
up.
bed?
You turn
okay.
on.
I have a
Hey,
heating
sexy
pad.
bed.
I have
Oh,
a heating
okay,
pad
okay.
on my massage table.
Okay.
And I turned it on, and I went under the blanket, and I laid still, and I had been listening to Goose, and that's what I like passed out listening to.
Oh,
really?
Yeah. Yeah. I was listening
okay,
to their
downstairs in the
yeah.
basement on your on the table. Okay.
Yeah, on the massage table, I said. So, yeah, they are really amazing and fun.
Fun.
Yeah.
That definitely is the word.
Yeah.
Fun.
You know, that's what I want to do when I go to a concert. I want to have fun. That's like my main thing. I'm not trying to like, you know, be serious at a concert.
Have expectations of the band and yourself.
I just want to have a good time, and everything that, because you know, like when you leave YouTube on, it'll like keep going.
Keep going with stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like, and so it was stuff that I didn't pick, but that was just coming on, and I was like, damn, like this is jam, like this is awesome, and so kudos, guys. And Goose, you guys are doing an awesome job.
It's super cool to hear too that like the intention behind the music, that they're aware of the energetic side of it. I mean, I wouldn't imagine you could be making music like that and not be aware of that. But nonetheless, hearing them say it is cool. You know, I don't remember who I was talking to the other day. I think it was Audrey and Jason, actually. And we're talking about like tripping at shows and the experiences that we have and all that. And I think it was Jason was like, you know, nobody talks about it. It's always so.
He talks about what?
The experiences that we have at shows. Like it's always just quietly happens. It's like this secret that everybody has, but we all know it's happening.
Yeah,
and
we just talked about it with our
with your
people
crew.
we went
yeah.
with.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's what No Simple Road has been. Like we talk openly about that stuff and make it known that yes, that is happening, because there is a person that went with us to the Gorge that had an experience there, and it was their first experience, and came back unsure of if that thing was real or not.
Yeah.
And asked me point blank,
Is that real?
Is that
Yeah.
shit real? And yes, absolutely, that is real. That happened. That's why we were all there. And that's why.
That's not why we were all there,
Well,
but that is what occurred
Yeah.
while we were all there.
And that's what's happening when you go see Goose, and when you go see Fish, and when you go see insert band name here. That
It's a community
it's
gathering.
a community gathering. It's the family getting together and connecting on a deeper level. And that is a really beautiful thing. And it's doubly cool to know that the bands that are providing the music are aware of that thing and actively participating in the creation of it.
Well, yeah, because, you know, Goose, like they said, they like Fish, so they go to concerts also. So they're on the other side of it too. They're part of feeding the energy to the band. So they understand that other side. They give it also. And so now they're on stage, they're getting it, you know. They just gived it and now they got it.
Gived it and got it.
Yeah.
It's give and take.
That was really
Very well said, Apple.
Give and take. If
All right.
you will.
Well,
giving and taking.
go give and take out there.
Yeah.
You should probably give more than you take.
Give a hug, take a hug.
No, then it wouldn't be a balance.
Oh, that's true, huh?
Yeah.
You got to give equal amounts and take equal amounts.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can't just take and take.
No.
You're right.
Then there's
And you
nothing
can't
left
give
for
and
anyone
give,
else.
Or there's nothing left of you.
See?
That's why it's a give and back to it's a give and take.
You have
Oh,
to, exactly.
yin and yang.
I woke
good and
Darwin
evil.
up. He was like, "Fuck, I want to give more than I take."
So, yeah, this was really cool having them on. And go check out.
Yeah.
I would suggest go to YouTube and check out the set from Dome Fest. It's like
Yeah.
about 38 minutes. It is a great representation of what they're doing.
And the
right
new
now.
single, "All I Need," is super rad too, man.
Yes.
Those guys, I'm excited to see where time takes them.
Yeah.
They're blowing up.
Yeah, like when they come over to the west side.
Oh, and
West Side?
West
West
Side?
Side.
Yeah, I'm.
The West
There's not-
is the best.
Every band that we talk to, like,
Shout out, Jim.
I don't think about doing the live thing with every band that we talk to, but I feel like we could do something really cool with them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And fun.
and fun. So, everybody be nice to each other out there this week, and smile at a stranger, and do all the stuff and the things, and
Hydrate. Safety third.
and
all
make
that
sure
good
that,
stuff.
that you come hang out with us at Summer Meltdown and Northwest String Summit and all the places we're going to be. And we love you guys a whole bunch. And we'll see you next week for more fun.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Like twist and turn, the mission turning, it's a journey. Wish the word is many problems, but it's a burden. Valley needs has been deferred, and hell means been the earth, and alchemy can bring the birth, the melody of a newborn. So persistent, so resistant, so insistent, so commitment, so resilient, or haven't you learned it? No simple road. 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 My windshield is shattered as I focus through the spot in the corner that is still intact. The reality is both a defense mechanism as well as a fear. We've traveled this road before, so we may think, but it's a tad bit of strange similarities that feed an A equal A complex. The fears of your past do not equal the perplexities of the current road.